Success. Everyone wants it, but very few are willing to do what it takes to truly earn it. People dream of wealth, freedom, respect, and a legacy that lives long after they're gone. But when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m., when the grind feels endless, when comfort calls louder than discipline, that's when most people quit. That's when the dream dies. The truth is simple, yet brutal. Success demands sacrifice. You cannot have both comfort and greatness. You cannot have excuses and excellence. You cannot cling to ease and also rise to the top. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? Think about the people you admire most. The athletes, the entrepreneurs, the creators, the leaders. They didn't get there by accident. They didn't stumble into success. They bled for it. They sweated for it. They sacrificed for it. When the world was sleeping, they were grinding. When others were partying, they were building. When others complained about how hard it was, they leaned into the pain, knowing that pain was the pathway to growth. But here's what most people don't understand. Sacrifice isn't punishment. It's investment. Every time you sacrifice comfort, you're buying yourself a better future. Every time you resist the urge to quit, you're investing in your destiny. Every moment of discipline today plants the seeds of freedom tomorrow. And yes, it's hard. It's supposed to be. Because if success was easy, everyone would have it. If greatness didn't require sacrifice, there'd be nothing special about it. But here's the beautiful part. While sacrifice feels painful in the moment, it pays you back 1,000 times over in the long run. Let me ask you this. What are you willing to give up to become the person you were meant to be? Are you willing to sacrifice the late nights of scrolling on your phone so you can build something real? Are you willing to sacrifice the comfort of fitting in so you can stand out? Are you willing to sacrifice the approval of people who don't believe in you so you can earn the respect of those who do? Because every decision you make carries a price. The price of staying the same is regret. The price of growth is sacrifice. And the pain of sacrifice is always lighter than the pain of regret. Think about this. Regret doesn't just sting for a moment. Regret haunts you for years. Regret whispers to you at night, reminding you of the chances you didn't take, the dreams you abandoned, the potential you let rot away. Sacrifice hurts now, but regret hurts forever. So what will you choose? There are two paths in life. One is wide, easy, and comfortable. It's filled with instant pleasures, late nights, laziness, wasted time, and excuses. But that road always leads to regret. The other path is narrow, difficult, and steep. It demands discipline, effort, sacrifice, and persistence. But at the top of that mountain is freedom, success, and pride. The price of success is high, but the reward? The reward is worth every ounce of pain. You want to build a business? Be ready to sacrifice weekends, parties, and even friendships that don't support your vision. You want to be in the best shape of your life? Be ready to sacrifice comfort food, late-night binges, and the laziness that tells you to skip the gym. You want to live a life of purpose? Be ready to sacrifice the distractions, the negativity, and the habits that hold you back. The world will ask you, are you willing to pay the price? Most will say no. But if you say yes, if you're willing to embrace the grind, to suffer today so you can celebrate tomorrow, then you set yourself apart from the rest. Because success doesn't come to the lucky. It comes to the disciplined. It comes to the relentless. It comes to those who understand that every sacrifice is not a loss, but a down payment on greatness. The time will pass anyway. 5 years will go by whether you stay the same or whether you sacrifice to become your best. The only difference is, 5 years from now, will you be proud of the price you paid? Or broken by the regret of the price you refused? This is your wake-up call. Success is waiting, but it won't come cheap. You have to decide, right here, right now, if you're willing to pay the price. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow and you've finally decided to commit. You've made the choice. No more excuses, no more procrastination, no more hiding from the hard things. You tell yourself, I'm going all in. But then life shows up. Your alarm rings at 5 a.m. and your body screams for another hour of sleep. Your friends text you about a night out, and you know that one night will turn into wasted hours the next morning. Your coworkers laugh at your crazy goals, and the doubt creeps in. Suddenly, that decision doesn't feel so strong anymore. This is where most people fold, not because they're weak, but because they underestimate the cost of success. They think the dream should come cheap. They think a little effort, a little discipline, a little sacrifice is enough. But success is expensive. It demands more than you thought you'd have to give. And here's the truth. You will be tested. Every single day, the universe, God, life, whatever you want to call it, will challenge you. It will throw obstacles in your path not to break you, but to prove how badly you want it. Every setback, every rejection, every moment of doubt is a test. The question is, will you pay the price, or will you walk away when it gets hard? Let me make this clear. Sacrifice is not about losing everything. It's about letting go of what doesn't serve your future. When you sacrifice, you're not destroying your life. You're building a better one. You're trading what's temporary for what's eternal. You're trading the quick dopamine of comfort for the long-term satisfaction of achievement. Think about a champion athlete. They don't wake up at noon, eat junk food, and expect to dominate. They sacrifice sleep for early mornings, comfort for sweat, junk for fuel. Every drop of sweat is an investment in their future victory. Every rep, every sprint, every ounce of discipline is a brick in the foundation of their greatness. Now ask yourself, what's the championship in your life? Maybe it's starting that business you've been dreaming about. Maybe it's transforming your body and health. Maybe it's breaking a generational curse in your family. Whatever it is, are you willing to train like an athlete for it? Are you willing to put in the reps when nobody's watching? Are you willing to keep grinding when no one believes in you yet? Most people want the result, but they don't want the sacrifice. They want the six-pack without the diet. They want the business without the sleepless nights. They want the wealth without the risk. But the equation never changes. Success demands sacrifice. And here's the catch. The sacrifice isn't just physical. It's mental, emotional, even spiritual. You'll have to sacrifice your limiting beliefs. You'll have to sacrifice the comfort of blaming others. You'll have to sacrifice the victim mindset that tells you life is unfair. Success doesn't come to victims. It comes to fighters. It comes to those who look life in the eye and say, "Throw whatever you want at me. I'll still rise." Sacrifice also means choosing discipline over feelings. Your feelings will tell you to quit. Your feelings will beg you to take the easy way out. But discipline says, "I don't care how I feel. I'm committed." That's the real sacrifice. Choosing what's right over what's easy. Choosing the future over the present. Choosing the vision over the distraction. Think about Thomas Edison. Do you think he felt like failing 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb? No, but he sacrificed his comfort for his vision. Think about Michael Jordan. Do you think he felt like staying in the gym after his teammates left? No, but he sacrificed his feelings for his greatness. Think about Steve Jobs. Do you think he felt like working endless nights, obsessing over every detail of Apple? No, but he sacrificed ease for excellence. That's the price. Every person you admire paid it. The only difference is they were willing when others weren't. So here's the question. Will you? Imagine this. You stay disciplined for the next 12 months. You sacrifice laziness, excuses, and wasted time. You put in the work, day after day, even when it hurts. Where could you be 1 year from now? How different could your life look? Now imagine the opposite. You stay the same. You choose comfort. You refuse the sacrifice. 1 year passes and nothing changes. You're still broke, still stuck, still wishing for more. Which future do you want? Because both futures are possible, and the only thing that separates them is sacrifice. Success demands it. Not once, not sometimes, but every single day. But here's the good news. Every sacrifice brings you one step closer. Every sacrifice sharpens you, strengthens you, and sets you apart. While others are sleeping, you're working. While others are distracted, you're focused. While others are waiting for the perfect time, you're creating it. And when the moment comes, and it will come, when you break through, when the world finally sees what you've built, all those sacrifices will make sense. You'll realize they weren't losses at all. They were investments. They were the price you had to pay for the life you always wanted. So I'll ask you again, are you willing to pay it? Here's the thing nobody wants to admit. The price of success is not just about what you do. It's about what you're willing to give up. People often say, "I'll do whatever it takes." But when it comes time to cut off toxic friends, when it comes time to stay in on Friday night while everyone else is partying, when it comes time to walk away from comfort, suddenly that commitment disappears. Why? Because sacrifice is uncomfortable. Sacrifice feels like loss. But what most people don't realize is that sacrifice is actually exchange. You're not just losing, You're trading. You're trading average for excellence. You're trading now for later. You're trading temporary fun for permanent pride. Think about it. If you're broke right now, it's not because you're incapable. It's because you've been making the wrong trades. Trading your time for Netflix instead of building a skill. Trading your energy for gossip instead of growth. Trading your money for entertainment instead of investment. Every decision is a trade. The question is, are you trading wisely? Let's get real for a moment. There are people in this world working 2 jobs, raising kids, fighting against the odds, and still chasing their dreams. Why? Because they understand the law of sacrifice. They know if they want a better future, they must pay for it today. And yet, many of us sit comfortably, waiting for success to just show up. It won't. Success doesn't knock, it responds to sacrifice. You want financial freedom? You've got to sacrifice reckless spending and start investing. You want a healthy body? You've got to sacrifice junk food and late nights. You want strong relationships? You've got to sacrifice your ego and start giving more love than you take. That's the reality. Everything worth having comes with a price tag. And here's the twist. If you refuse to pay the price of success, you will pay the price of regret. That's the trade. The pain of sacrifice or the pain of regret. Choose wisely. Now, I know what you're thinking, but it's hard. It feels impossible. And you're right, it is hard. It does feel impossible. But that's the whole point. If it were easy, everyone would have it. If success required nothing, it would mean nothing. The struggle, the sacrifice, the grind, that's what gives victory its meaning. That's what makes success feel like success. You think a marathon runner feels victory at mile 1? No, they feel victory when they cross the finish line because of the pain it took to get there. Without the sacrifice, there's no glory. And let's be clear, sacrifice doesn't mean you have to suffer forever. It means temporary discomfort for long-term gain. You're not giving things up forever, you're giving them up until you've built discipline, until you've reached the level you're chasing, until you've created the life you dreamed of. So let's break this down. What does sacrifice actually look like for you? Time. You may need to sacrifice hours of scrolling and replace them with hours of learning, creating, building. Comfort. You may need to sacrifice lazy evenings to push through workouts, late nights studying, or weekends grinding. Distractions. You may need to cut out people who aren't aligned with your vision. Friends who waste time, relationships that drain you, environments that keep you small. Excuses. You may need to sacrifice the lies you've been telling yourself. I don't have enough time. I'm not ready. It's too late. Because let's face it, you do have time. You are capable, and it is not too late. The only thing standing between you and success is your willingness to sacrifice. Here's a mindset shift I want you to lock into your brain. Sacrifice is not punishment, it's preparation. The gym is not punishment, it's preparing your body for strength. Studying late nights is not punishment, it's preparing your mind for mastery. Saying no to distractions is not punishment, it's preparing your focus for greatness. Sacrifice is not meant to take from you, it's meant to shape you. It chisels away the weakness, the laziness, the excuses. It forges discipline, and discipline is the currency of success. Now, think about your role models. Whether it's Kobe Bryant, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, Serena Williams, or anyone you admire, they didn't get where they are by accident. They sacrificed more than the average person was willing to. They paid the price, and that's why they're remembered. So here's the truth. You will never regret the sacrifices you make for success. But you will regret the chances you didn't take, the dreams you let die, the potential you buried under comfort. And one day, you'll look back and either say, I'm glad I did, or I wish I had. Which one will it be? Because the time will pass anyway. The years will move whether you grind or not. The question is, when that time passes, will you be proud of your sacrifices or haunted by your regrets? Let me leave you with this. Success isn't asking, are you talented? It isn't asking, do you feel motivated today? It's asking, are you willing to pay the price? Most won't, but maybe you will. There's a truth you need to absorb deep into your bones. Success is not free. Every dream you have carries a hidden invoice, and sooner or later, you will be asked to pay it. The question is, will you pay it willingly through sacrifice, or will you be forced to pay it painfully through regret? Think about the people who inspire you the most. Those who broke barriers, built empires, or changed the world. Their journeys are not stories of comfort. They are stories of sacrifice. Martin Luther King Jr. sacrificed his safety, his freedom, and eventually his life for a dream bigger than himself. Elon Musk slept on the factory floor to keep Tesla alive when bankruptcy was a real possibility. Serena Williams spent decades waking up before dawn, pushing her body past limits, sacrificing a normal life for extraordinary greatness. So when you tell yourself success is too hard, too painful, too demanding, ask yourself, compared to what? Compared to living a life of what if? Compared to never knowing what you were capable of? Compared to spending your golden years looking back with nothing but regret? That's the real pain. The pain of wondering what could have been. The pain of realizing you let fear win. See, pain is unavoidable. You can't escape it, but you do get to choose it. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of sacrifice or the pain of wasted potential. The pain of grinding now or the pain of being stuck later. And here's the wild part. The pain of discipline lasts a moment, but the pride lasts forever. The pain of regret lasts forever, but the excuses only last a moment. So which pain are you willing to carry? Here's something people misunderstand. Sacrifice is not always dramatic. It's not always about giving up everything and living in struggle. Often, sacrifice is quiet, small, consistent decisions that nobody sees. It's waking up an hour earlier when the world is still asleep. It's staying in to study or build when your friends are out partying. It's saying no to instant pleasure for long-term fulfillment. It's having the courage to walk away from toxic relationships, even if it means being alone for a while. It's choosing growth over comfort every single day. And you know what? That silence is powerful. Because while others are laughing, scrolling, wasting their days, you're building. You're planting seeds that they won't see until they bloom. And when they finally do, the very people who mocked your sacrifice will be the ones asking, "How did you do it?" And you'll know the truth. You did it by paying the price when nobody else would. Here's the brutal reality. Most people won't. Most people won't pay the price. They'll quit when it gets hard. They'll settle for average. They'll convince themselves that comfort is enough. But deep down, they'll feel the emptiness. Don't be most people. Be the one who endures. Be the one who sacrifices now so that tomorrow, your life tells a different story. Let me paint this picture for you. Imagine two versions of yourself 5 years from now. The first version, the one who avoided sacrifice, who stayed in comfort, who made excuses, is living the same life you're living now. Same struggles, same frustrations, same paycheck, same regrets. The second version, the one who embraced sacrifice, is living with freedom, strength, and fulfillment. They wake up with purpose. They move with confidence. They're proud of who they became. Now ask yourself, which version will you be? Because the choice you make today is creating that future. If you choose sacrifice now, you're building version 2. If you choose comfort now, you're stuck with version 1. Here's the truth. 5 years will pass either way. 10 years will pass either way. The only difference will be whether you chose to pay the price in time. And I want you to really hear this. Success is not about luck. It's not about talent. It's not even about opportunity. It's about the grind, the discipline, the sacrifice. Because even if luck shows up, if you haven't sacrificed to prepare yourself, you won't be ready to seize it. Opportunities don't come to the unprepared. They come to the ones who sacrificed when no one was watching. And yes, you will lose some things along the way. That's the cost. You may lose sleep. You may lose friends. You may lose comfort. But what you gain will make every loss worth it. Because you're not just building success, you're building you. You're building resilience. You're building discipline. You're building the kind of person who doesn't fold under pressure. And that's more valuable than any external reward. Because success isn't just about what you get, it's about who you become. So let me ask you again, are you willing to pay the price? Because the truth is, success is waiting for you. But it won't lower its price tag. It won't bend the rules. It won't come on sale. You either pay in full with sacrifice, or you walk away empty-handed. It's your choice, the grind or regret, the sacrifice or the settle, the price or the pain. Success demands sacrifice, and the sooner you embrace it, the sooner you'll step into the life you've always wanted. Let's end this with the truth most people run from. You will never have the life you dream about unless you're willing to give up the life you have now. That doesn't mean you hate your life. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful. It means you understand that everything extraordinary requires letting go of the ordinary. Think about it. Every champion, every icon, every leader who left a mark on history had to walk away from comfort. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest because he played when it was convenient. He played when it hurt, when it was lonely, when nobody else would. Oprah Winfrey didn't build an empire because she coasted. She sacrificed time, comfort, and countless nights of sleep to build something greater than herself. The price is always the same: sacrifice. And here's the shift you need to make in your mindset. Stop seeing sacrifice as a loss and start seeing it as an investment. Every time you choose sacrifice, you're not losing. You're buying your freedom. You're buying your future. You're buying the life you want. When you say no to instant pleasure, you're saying yes to long-term power. When you say no to excuses, you're saying yes to opportunities. When you say no to comfort, you're saying yes to growth. And the best part? Sacrifice compounds. Just like money in the bank, the little sacrifices you make daily multiply over time. That extra hour of work, that skipped party, that tough workout, that hard decision to stay focused when distractions call. Those small sacrifices stack up until one day you wake up in the life you once only dreamed about. But here's the catch: you won't see results immediately. That's why most people quit. They expect instant rewards for their sacrifice. And when nothing changes right away, they give up and crawl back to comfort. Don't fall for that trap. Real success doesn't happen overnight. It builds quietly, invisibly, behind the scenes, until one day it explodes in front of everyone. Think of bamboo. It takes years of watering and growing underground before you ever see it break through the soil. But when it finally does, it shoots up feet in just weeks. That's sacrifice. You'll pour in effort, time, sweat, and tears, not seeing results at first. But when they finally come, they come all at once, and the world will call you lucky. But you'll know it wasn't luck, it was sacrifice. And let me be real with you. Sacrifice doesn't feel good while you're in it. It's not glamorous. It's not Instagram worthy. It's hard. It's lonely. It tests every part of you. But on the other side of sacrifice is something priceless: pride. The pride of knowing you didn't quit. The pride of knowing you paid the price. The pride of looking at your life and saying, I built this. I earned this. I didn't take shortcuts. I sacrificed for it. And that pride, no one can take it from you. So here's the ultimate question you need to ask yourself every single day. Do I want comfort now or freedom later? Because you can't have both. You can't eat junk every day and expect a strong body. You can't waste time and expect a successful career. You can't live for likes and expect lasting fulfillment. Something has to give. Something has to be sacrificed. And you must decide which one it will be. Now listen, this isn't about living a miserable life of deprivation. This isn't about denying yourself happiness. In fact, it's the opposite. Sacrifice is the bridge to the deepest joy you'll ever feel. Because true happiness doesn't come from easy pleasures. It comes from living with purpose, from building something meaningful, from becoming the strongest version of yourself. When you sacrifice now, you're not losing. You're positioning yourself to win bigger than you ever imagined. But if you run from sacrifice, you're also running from your greatness. You're running from the life that could have been yours. So I'll ask you one last time. Are you willing to pay the price? Because if you are, then stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop negotiating with your dreams. Start sacrificing today, right now, in this moment. Sacrifice your excuses. Sacrifice your comfort. Sacrifice your distractions. Trade them in for discipline, for consistency, for resilience. And watch what happens. Years from now, when people look at you, they won't see the sleepless nights. They won't see the rejections. They won't see the sacrifices. They'll only see the victory. They'll only see the freedom. They'll only see the greatness. And they'll call you lucky. But you'll know you weren't lucky. You were willing. You were relentless. You paid the price. And you'll look back and realize every sacrifice was worth it. So let's make this your declaration. I choose sacrifice. I choose discipline. I choose to pay the price now so I can live free later. I will not quit. I will not settle. I will not regret. I will succeed because I'm willing to do what others won't. Say it. Believe it. Live it. Because success is waiting. And the only question left is, are you willing to pay the price?